Hiya! Captain King!
And after a short break, Big Points Theory is back. Suj, still smiling from the FA Cup tie, I see.
Yeah. Full support going on now.
Yeah.
No.
United keep going from strength to strength, but I also take note of the a good few things that happened in the FA Cup, other than Arsenal getting absolutely smashed. We also saw City do a number on Burnley, I think it was.
That's right.
And one of the men that was a big part of that result was Kevin De Bruyne. He has really been keeping under the radar, but yeah, I would love to see him play a little bit more. But considering their fixtures going forward, I mean they are playing they're playing Arsenal pretty soon and Chelsea. So and both of those teams, I really can't tell which form way are they going. I mean, after Arsenal beat Chelsea last week, a 2-0 win, and with Chelsea being as horrific as they've been, I really think City are gonna break them. And so, even though they're playing big fixtures, I think people should still focus on City and look to bring as many players from there as they can.
Well, with a bit of caution, because in Gameweek 27 there's a blank for them. Remember?
Yeah. Yes. So we'll actually, I think we should quickly bring that screen up, if you don't mind. I think that's going to be quite important to people for them to realize that they must start making their changes now, because especially if you don't have a wild card, or perhaps you might consider using one of your chips at this point.
Free hit for that game week, maybe. But I mean, if you've only got two City players, it's City and Chelsea that's missing from there. That's the big teams.
Yeah, but in that week, United play Liverpool, so I don't think you're going to see too much points out of there unless you're backing Rashford.
Maybe.
So it's clearly a short week, so people should take note of that.
Plan well.
Yeah. With regards to injuries, Dele Alli obviously is now out. So Spurs just go from bad to worse. They got knocked out of the Carabao Cup. So fantastic news for them. I see them falling out of the top four. I don't know what you think, Sue.
Yeah, well, hopefully they do and give United the place there. But from a fantasy point of view, Son is back now, because South Korea out of that competition. So he's officially back for this game week here. So, I mean, if you add Ali and he's out, you can just swap straight to him, because I think Son will get something, because they've got 4 very decent games. They've got 3 home games in the next 3. So get someone in there. But they won't beat, but they'll win.
Yeah. And so you've dropped that nice bombshell there. The other bombshell is, 2 actually. Mendy returns. That's gonna have a key effect on the personnel, but I'll mention that when we move to the next page. And the other one is Gonzalo Higuain joins Chelsea on loan. He was on loan at AC Milan actually, so Juventus already didn't want him. So I'm not sure what he's gonna actually achieve, other than perhaps the only thing he could do is maybe help rehabilitate Hazard, because Hazard's been playing as that false 9. He's been playing centre forward. And now with Higuain there, perhaps he'll go back to his favourite position.
Yeah, well, look, it's not... Higuain doesn't have very high standards to get past. He just has to be better than Morata,
But what are you talking about, Suchi? He's Argentinian. He should be the best.
Yeah, he's old now. Old Argentinians, whatever, the old ones.
And then there's also a little rumour of Callum Wilson joining Spurs. That might actually be a good thing for him, because I looked at Bournemouth's fixture list and it looks like an episode of Castlevania, bro. There's just going to be death and destruction in those fixtures. I think the next 6 fixtures, they play like all the top teams. Yeah. So if anybody's got the Bournemouth defenders, you might want to take them out,
Yeah.
Let's quickly move on to some of the key picks here. And as you mentioned, Son. I don't know if that's the appropriate graphic to use for him though, because to me it's more like because part of the reason, apparently rumor is he was very fatigued. So I actually would caution people, even though he'd be their striker. That Fernando Llorente is, I don't trust him, as far as I can throw him. So you want to be careful though, because this guy said he was fatigued. And he might not play this next game. Perhaps the coach, Pochettino, might want to give him a rest. Yeah. And then another thing you want to take note here, I thought you might mention the fact that I've got Sane on both the red and the green.
Yeah, look, I'm trying to first get my eye away from that Super Saiyan that's going on in the corner before I can move on to him. So I'm trying to figure out from the thumbs up from those four, who is that Super Saiyan actually? And Sane seems to be
Son Goku, remember?
Ah, I see.
So
That,
yeah, so I mean, look, you actually might take notice that the red line is very long. Doherty, he was dropped for the last game, and he only came on for a few minutes. So I wanted people to know that because he's pretty expensive now, even though a lot of people have him in their teams. Hazard, we already mentioned. Now Sane is the key one there. Being on both the red and the green, it's purely based on the fact that Mendy has returned. Because if you remember when Mendy got injured, that's when Sane actually came into the first team and stayed in the first team. And to
Right.
me, with De Bruyne back, who I told you he actually scored in the FA Cup game. To me, that's a little bit of a battle there to see now. Is Sane going to continue playing in the team, or is Mendy going to usurp his position? And also in the last two games, City have gotten some clean sheets back. So again, it's starting to look up for them. But again, when it's looking up for them, that's when Pep decides to,
the roulette wheel, yeah.
yes. And then the last mention I want to make there is Anderson, Aubameyang. Look, Aubameyang still has had he's had a couple of goals in the last 4 or 5. But I watched him in that FA Cup game and he didn't look interested there. I don't know what you think.
I wouldn't be also if I was getting whooped the way they were getting whooped. And the counting was giving them nicely, man. No, they were getting it.
And then Richarlison and Anderson, 4 blanks in 4 weeks. I think that's unacceptable. I know they're cheaply priced, but I mean, that's also a bit of a drought there for both of those guys. So I would also caution against picking those guys.
Yeah. Also, Everton got knocked out last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I guess is contributing to the fixture list being the way it will be.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, look, before we waste any more time, let's go straight to our captain picks for this week. So, Such, I actually think no surprises whatsoever on the captain's list. None whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's your usual.
It has to be. There is no other way to go.
So, Salah, I mean, dude, this guy's gotten double points in the last 5 game weeks. Nah, man, anybody who hasn't been captaining him has been suffering. Believe me, I know.
This was averaging 9.6 points per match at home, right?
9.6?
That's to the non-top 6 sides. In the last 6 game weeks, averaging 10.6. And now Mono is out because he received 2 yellow cards. So that means now he'll be back onto penalty duties. Even more points.
Yeah, no, okay. I don't even know if we should go through the rest of these, but I don't know what Obomalingam is doing here. He can go back to Durban. Yeah. But out of the others, I mean, Rashford, again, came on for a nice cameo, looked imperious when he was there. Pogba was my man of the match in the FA Cup game. I don't know if you agree with that.
Yes, no, I agree with that.
Yeah. Like, he was showing everybody his world-classness. The only concern for me is that unlike Salah who's now adding bonus points and adding double points and assists and everything, Pogba, I think maybe he's just more there he's probably more there for the goals and for the assists,
And penalty duties?
Oh, right, and penalty duties, yeah. But I mean, that's also can be a double-edged sword, He was worrying me when he took that funny run-up. I was like, ooh, I'm not so keen on those funny run-ups.
Well, even if he didn't have the penalty, with 5 million people, I'd want to have him.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Sane. What do we have on him?
Sane. I mean, I could have went with any one of Sterling or Aguero or something, but Sane, he's just out of this world with his form. Even though Mendy might be back and stop him from playing, but I mean, since the start of last season, Sane has both scored and assisted in 8 Premier League games for Manchester City, at least 3 more times more than any other player at the club. That means in 8 games, he scored a goal and an assist.
So he's either like third behind Salah and Rashford in terms of the form.
I'd even put him a little bit above Rashford because I mean he got 31 points in the last 4 game weeks, which is, I think it's just a bit more than Rashford.
Wow.
So
Yeah. But I mean, the stats do say it. Yeah, Rashford. Like you are also obviously right because I mean, Rashford's probably you're relying more on his goal scoring than getting
yeah,
assists or whatever. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting. I would think people should maybe just be careful with the Sane pick as captain because of Mendy returning. And I also think that like Arsenal shouldn't even be considered. I think their defense they're completely decimated. So I would even think you should look at the opposition and see if there's something tasty on that side.
wow, yeah,
Yeah.
shame. Man.
Even
That's,
Chelsea, I don't think you can even look at Chelsea until we see how Higuain does.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I would agree with that also. But I mean, just think of Aubameyang as due, man, and he's playing against Fulham. I think it's Fulham. Yeah, so you should get something. But the next game is against City, so if you don't have him, there's no point buying him.
Ah, okay, okay. Yeah,
The
fair enough. But I mean,
thing I want to say there on that Sane front, this is a stat in the Premier League since the start of last season. He's played 53 games, he's got 24 assists, and he's got 18 goals.
jeez.
That's directly involved in a goal, 87.2 minutes on average.
So
Uh,
sorry, repeat that last part.
I said directly involved in a goal, in a goal every 87.2 minutes. So basically, every game he gets some type of points when he plays,
Yeah, yeah.
which is worth. I mean, Salah's doing the same thing at a very premium price. This was just a bit cheaper and doing a similar thing.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, look, as you said, so Sane is like a decent pick, but I still think like you really just can't touch Salah. I'm a little surprised we don't have Firmino on our list here anyway, because I think he's also a little bit under the radar, even though he's clearly scoring. As is Mane actually, he also popped a free one last week. So yeah, the
Salah.
Liverpool team, I think you should just the more I look at them, the more I think they're gonna win the title.
The next couple of games are going to be a bit interesting because I think it's the next 3 games that City play before Liverpool every single game.
Ah, nice.
So they'll get the points and then put the pressure on Liverpool, and if they fumble,
Yeah.
you
But
know what?
but the next three, remember, you don't gloss over the fact that it includes versus Arsenal versus Chelsea.
They'll beat all those others. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I also think they will. But I'm thinking in terms of the points, man. You know, like FPL points. I don't really think they are the high scoring for those games.
Yeah.
Yeah, and perhaps we in the next couple of weeks we'll also reconsider maybe Aguero. You know, because I think he's
Yeah.
picking up a bit of form again.
He's got something to prove.
Yes, he has. Yeah. Well, actually, that's it for this week, and good luck to the FPL managers, and we'll catch you next week.